Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. We are about halfway through the Oella fusion. We have 1 week and 9 hours left on the actual fusion itself. So far we have collected 8 of the rares. The 9th rare that we need to get is in the champion training, and I've been working on that today. I need to get, another roughly 1500 points, so that shouldn't be bad. I might have to use a few energy refills from gems. We'll see. I'm just kind of trying to do the fusion with as little kind of attention and focus as possible, as I've been fairly preoccupied on the challenge account. In addition, I've actually had a bit of a cold this week, which is why I haven't actually uploaded any videos. I will try and record and upload a update on the challenge account, hopefully today, if not tomorrow. There's been quite a lot going on. We had the CBC, we'd made quite a lot of progress on the account, and I think it will be a reasonably interesting episode once I'm able to do that. But the focus of this video really is to review where we are on the Oella fusion. And as per the plan, we were going to wait until the summon rush dropped to make a decision on whether we were going to complete the fusion or not. The initial events that we've done up to now were all just run-of-the-mill dungeon events. I think we did need to make a little bit of extra effort to make sure the dungeon divers was done, but it wasn't too much of a stretch. So here we are with the summon rush, and it dropped at 3,500 points for the second rare, which frankly isn't too bad. I was concerned it would be higher than this. 3,500 to ultimately complete a fusion for the summon rush has been relatively typical as of late. It is still personally a little bit ridiculous that it's 3,500 and we're not getting a copy of the epic. But on the flip side, the epic's awful anyway, so I'm not actually that bothered in this instance. But I do think going forward, it should be that if we're going to have classic fusions, there should be a way of getting at least a copy of the epic alongside. Besides that, quite like the look of the Immortal Soulstone at 3,000 points. It's a bit disappointing that we don't pick up any legendary books on the way to 3,500, but I wouldn't say it's worth investing or using any more shards to get any points past it. The first legendary tome at 5,400 is a lot of additional summon rush points just to get that legendary tome. I personally don't value the XP barrel very highly. So in terms of how we're going to complete it, well, I've already done 100 points in mystery shards anyway, doing the champion training that I need to get done, having made the decision that I'm going to be doing the fusion. I'm going to end up allocating 140 points coming from mystery shards. I could even end up doing slightly more than that. I still need 1,500 points on the champion training, so I might end up summoning a few more, but I'm going to budget for 140. With 3 void shards and 6 sacred shards, that will get me the 3,500 required. In this particular video, let's pull the 3 voids and the 6 sacreds, and I will do the mystery shards throughout the rest of the day as I complete the champion training itself. Now, in terms of the actual 10x, I actually don't have any of the champions here, and we're only pulling 3 voids, so I'm going to discount the possibility that we could even be considering these champions. But both Rotos and Xavier would be relatively interesting for me, and the reason I'm doing this pull today and this video today rather than tomorrow once we've seen what the Dungeon Divers 2 is, which is something I had previously mentioned that I would wait till the Sunday, is I already have Sikir and Karato, whereas I don't have Rotos and Xavier. I'm kind of committing myself to doing the fusion without having the visibility on the Dungeon Divers, which isn't ideal, but I do have a relatively healthy backfill of resources, so I'm fairly confident that I'm going to be able to complete the Dungeon Divers. It's not really going to be an issue, but I would have preferred to have had visibility on that Dungeon Divers, but it isn't to be. So anyway, let's just jump in. 3 voids, 6 sacreds. Hope that we get either Rotos or Xavier. Both would be a lot of fun to play around with. On the void side, I'm really not expecting anything, so we'll just pull 3 shards and we'll see what we get. Lightsworn actually was a part of my original Ultra Nightmare clan boss team. And Kurzad's actually not bad for certain roles. You know, people like the increased accuracy, and he has the decreased speed if he has a crit. So people do use him in certain niche content. People have used him in Iron Twins. He's not perfectly reliable though, because it's not. You can still resist on it. And then Painkeeper, a great rare. I mean, those three champions, if I pulled those on the challenge account instead of the terrible luck I got last weekend, I'd be really happy with those three. But it wasn't to be. Anyway, on to the main event, 6 Sacreds. Let's see if we can strike gold. First epic, not a good epic. Adriel definitely needs a buff. Not be wanting her on the challenge account either. Farrakhan, fantastic champion, would be very happy to pick up a Farrakhan the Fat on the challenge account. We have got gold, and it's a dupe, but actually a really nice dupe. And actually, for me, getting a second Prince Kaimar is pretty exciting. I think it will mean that I can just tweak my Doom Tower rooms, my Doom Tower floors team to be even sweeter. And moreover, I can try and build one Kaimar in a high res and one Kaimar in a high accuracy, which will give me just some interesting options when it comes to arena. Anyway, how many shards is that? I think this is now the 4th shard. I didn't think we'd strike gold, to be honest. So I'm pretty happy with that one. We've got 2 more to go. Zargala, also a good champion, very good for Faction Wars user in my auto team. Lady Atessa, also a bad champion, in fact. Definitely needs a bit of a buff. Really doesn't deserve the epic category. So 1 more shard, and then we are done. Another epic. Jarang, not the worst, but really not the best. Essentially, the main issue, I think, with Jarang is because this is an AoE, doesn't really get that much use. But if this was an AoE ability, I think people would use him quite a lot more. But without that, it just doesn't tend to get used. I mean, this is actually a really good single target stun. You got a decent A1, like this is perfectly fine. So you could really imagine if this was just an AoE ability that actually did decrease attack and decrease defense for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, Jarang would be a really good epic. It's only a small change they need to make, and then he would be a good epic. As it is, people don't really use him that much at all. Right, so as we expected, 40 points left to go, which I will do on mystery shards. I'm going to pick up this energy now instead of saving it for later. Essentially, I will use this energy now to do the champion training, and hopefully I won't need to use too many gems, if any at all. Anyway, that is all we're going to have for this video. It's a very short video. I just wanted to update you on the Oella fusion, that I have decided I will complete it after all. Show you the summons. We were pretty lucky. I got the second Kaimar. I've been hoping to get a second Kaimar for a long time. I do think Kaimar's kind of dropped down the pecking order in terms of PvP, so it's less impactful there, but still absolutely superb for the PvE side of things. Getting that super consistent Doom Tower wave clear team, not having to rely on the Renegade and having that little opportunity for the run to fall over will just mean that I just get to be that little bit more consistent, that bit quicker. So I'm pretty chuffed about that. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.